Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, where we decode the corporate world one filing at a time. Today we are looking at LCI Industries, and let's just say their latest report might have a few surprises, especially if you thought November would be a quiet month. What would you say if a company just quietly dropped a presentation and we have to figure out what it means? Well, that's exactly what LCI Industries has done. They filed a report that essentially says, here's some information for you investors. So LCI Industries has put out a current report, kind of like a quick update. It is called a Form 8K. Think of it as a way for public companies to tell us about big changes or important news that isn't part of their regular financial reports. What's interesting here is that they are providing slides for an investor presentation. This means they are likely sharing some key updates, probably about their business performance and future outlook, with their investors. This report is filed with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, or the CC. Their job is to make sure companies are being honest and transparent with the public. So when a company files something like this, it's usually meant to give us investors a clearer picture of what's going on. LCI Industries, the company itself, is registered in Delaware. Their stock has a ticket symbol LCI, and you can find it traded on the New York Stock Exchange. They are involved in some significant business, and their financial health is always something we want to keep an eye on. This particular filing on the 7th of November 2025 is an 8K report. These reports are typically for material events that shareholders should know about. Given that it's an investor presentation, we can expect it to contain information beyond just the bare minimum financial numbers. It might discuss recent achievements, market conditions, or strategic initiatives. The company's common stock is what people buy and sell on the stock market. For LCI Industries, this is traded on the New York Stock Exchange. This is the primary way the company raises capital and how investors gain or lose value. Now, let's get to the core of this filing. There is a section called Regulation FD Disclosure. FD stands for Fair Disclosure. This rule by the CAC is designed to prevent companies from selectively sharing important information with just a few people, like analysts or big investors. It means if they release important news, they have to make sure everyone gets it at the same time. In this case, they are furnishing an investor presentation, which is their way of sharing whatever important news they have with all of us simultaneously. And what exactly is in that presentation? The filing states that the slides are contained in Exhibit 99.1. This is where the real meat of the update is likely to be. It is essentially a summary of key points, probably highlighting the company's performance and strategies directly from their own perspective. We consider these presentations carefully because they are curated messages directly from the company's leadership. This section tells us what else is included in the filing and what kind of documents are attached. In this case, it confirms that Exhibit 99.1, the investor presentation slides, is part of this filing. It also points to Exhibit 104, which is an interactive data file, making it easier for computers to read and process the information. Now, let's look at who is actually signing off on this report. It's signed by Lillian Dietzkorn, who is the Chief Financial Officer. This tells us the financial leadership of LCI Industries has reviewed and approved the information being presented to the public. Her signature on the 7th of November 2025 confirms the report's official submission. While this filing doesn't contain detailed financial tables within the main body of the 8 current report itself, the attached investor presentation slides are where we can infer the company's narrative and potentially any key performance indicators they wish to highlight. Since we don't have the actual slides here, we have to infer their likely content based on what an investor presentation from a company like LCI Industries would typically cover. Let's imagine what LCI Industries, a company likely involved in manufacturing or industrial supplies given their name and history, would want to show investors. They would probably be highlighting recent sales figures, perhaps growth in specific product lines or market segments. They might also touch upon profitability, showing how well they are managing their costs and converting sales into actual earnings. They could also be presenting information on new contracts, strategic partnerships, or expansions into new markets. Investors often look for updates on the company's competitive landscape and how LCI Industries is positioning itself against rivals. They might also signal future plans and investments, so we can get a sense of where the company is headed. It is also common for companies to discuss their financial outlook, giving investors a hint about expected revenues and earnings in the coming quarters. When we look at these types of company-generated presentations, Warren Buffett himself would tell us to look beyond the glossy slides and focus on the underlying numbers and the story they tell, even without the actual slides. We understand that LCI Industries is using this report to communicate something important to its shareholders. They are likely trying to paint a positive picture, so our job as investors is to dissect that message and see if it holds up. What can we glean from this? Well, LCI Industries is being proactive in communicating with its investors. The fact that they are providing a full investor presentation implies they have something substantial to share, whether it is strong recent performance, a new strategic direction, or perhaps addressing a particular market challenge. The focus on Regulation FD means they are committed to fair disclosure, which is a good sign for transparency. Looking deeper, the company's strategy would likely revolve around its core business operations. For a company like LCI Industries, this could mean expanding its manufacturing capacity, innovating in its product offerings, or seeking efficiencies in its supply chain. The risks could involve economic downturns, increased competition, or changes in consumer demand. Opportunities might lie in emerging markets, new technologies, or strategic acquisitions. In conclusion, this filing, while not a standard deep dive financial report like a 10K or a 10Q, serves as a direct communication channel from LCI Industries to its investors. The investor presentation is the key here, and investors should carefully review those slides for insights into the company's performance, strategy, and future prospects. The company's direction appears to be one of proactive communication, and likely a focus on growth and operational improvement, as evidenced by the effort to prepare and file this presentation. The notable risk is always that investor presentations are curated to highlight the positives, so it's crucial to consider any potential underlying challenges that might not be emphasized. What's your initial take on LCI Industries' approach to this filing? Do you think investor presentations are the best way for companies to share important news, or would you prefer more detailed financial data? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate insights. And don't forget to check out our Discord community where we discuss these filings and much more. Thanks for watching, and well, see you in the next decode.